Ken invited me to come and do a residency at a school where he was a graduation coach. And I said, okay, I'll come if you let me set up a studio, an art studio in an empty science lab. And he's like, Miss Daise, do whatever you want. So I brought my easels and my paints and my canvases, and I set up, and he bought prints and set them around like it was a gallery. And every day the children came in that room and they watched a white canvas become something. During the day, I painted and I talked about how ideas become things, and they could see that. And I always talk about that, like nobody sees your idea. It's like some synapses firing somewhere, it's invisible. But there is a way that that idea can become something other people can interact with. That's called creativity, that's what it is. So we did that week and I enjoyed it. I wanted to feature and I wanted to focus on the children. What do you see? But then I also wanted to say that, see, what you see can become something. It can become something. Your idea can become a thing. It can become an action. It can become a life. So I pitched it to the GEAR UP organization with a little revision. They accepted it. And then we started the work. I and sometimes often Ken and my photographer just traveled around the state. Walked into rooms with children that the coaches selected, sat down across from each other and looked each other in the eyes and said, hi, tell me who you see when you see yourself. Sometimes we just talked about all kinds of stuff before we got there. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I started interviewing students December 2023. The last student I saw was the end of March 2024. And then I just painted. There was a time when I wondered, like, I'm just sitting here with my imagination and this stuff, wondering if I captured them. And absolutely I did. Absolutely I did. I was paying attention. And they saw that I paid attention. I remember talking to one child who said, I normally am not comfortable. I can't look people in the eye, and yet I'm so comfortable. I can look right at you and talk to you. I was really honored by their trust. And they told me stories of their life. They sometimes just needed to tell somebody. I saw them open up. I saw them trust me. In this week, I've seen some evolution and growth. Like, oh, okay, that's what you were last year. I see something different going on. And sometimes the difference is something that they had referenced. And they have evolved in a way that they wanted to. My friend Tamari only drew lions. He brought several notebooks and started showing me people. I was like, okay, Tamari. okay. So I've seen their growth, so that's been really cool. And I was worried that we wouldn't get to this point. I was worried that they would have trusted me with their images and their stories, and it would die on the vine. I think it's about possibility. If you walk into a museum, maybe it's not you, but it's somebody who looks like you. It's somebody your age, it's somebody who was in 8th grade. You start thinking, yeah, that could be me. Why not? Why not? That is, it is about representation. Representation, not just about culture or region, about age, that you are important. In middle school, you're just as important. In high school, you're just as important. Your story, your image is every bit as important as, whoever you're going to see on that wall. I had a little moment when, Michelle Obama's like, oh, she commissioned her to do her painting. I could have done it. But I did Sierra's painting, and I did Raven's painting, and I did Paul's painting, and I did them with the absolute skill that I have. So someone will walk into a place and see a fine art portrait of a 13-year-old who could be them. I think it gives you a sense of possibility.